Buenos dias and welcome to a new day in the new world. This will be my first ever video, maybe the first of many, maybe the first of a few, or maybe just the first and last. Most of you will know what a cryptocurrency is, but if not, we're going to give you a brief rundown on what, in my opinion, is going to be the cryptocurrency that will sit, excuse me, and really is sitting at the centre of the new financial system. There are certainly other assets worth mentioning in relation to this, which we will address in further videos. So, the world is changing, and very fast. Money and value are set to move in new ways, and Ripple and their token, XRP, are going to be at the centre of it. Welcome to Digital Asset Observer. Today we're sharing the story of Ripple and XRP. It's all about fast payments, some tough fights, and a technology that keeps going. So let's get into it. So way back, I guess 21 years ago, back in 2004, banks controlled how money moved, and they still do, but back then it was very slow. Ryan Fuger had a different idea in Vancouver. Hey, that rhymes. I didn't realise that. He built Ripple Pay, a way for people to send money directly, like digital handshakes. It was basic, no blockchain yet, but it was a start. By 2011, coming forward some years, Bitcoin's come out, and it's got people thinking. Some people it's got thinking are Jed McCaleb, David Schwartz and Arthur Brito. They wanted something better than Bitcoin, faster and cheaper, better. They create the XRP ledger in 2012. Now this is a blockchain that settles payments in 3 to 5 seconds using a network of nodes, trusted nodes, rather than miners like Bitcoin. They make 100 billion XRP tokens. This sounds like a lot, but it isn't when you think about what XRP is made to do. It's made to move money, and there are quadrillions, technically quadrillions, moving around the world every year. So they make 100 billion tokens. Sounds like a lot, but it isn't. 80 billion go to their new company, OpenCoin, and they keep 20 billion. Chris Larsen joins and they take the Ripple name. Their goal is to get banks and financial institutions to use XRP to move money across borders instantly. A very bold plan. And that's actually where the X in XRP comes from. It's cross-border payments. So, Ripple starts getting noticed. They become Ripple Labs and pitch XRP to banks, saying it can make international payments quick and cheap. Banks like Santander and Bank of America, you may have heard of them, come on board and start testing. However, not everybody is a fan. Some people say it's too controlled, it's too centralized, it's the banker's coin, Ripple owns most of it. Fair comments. Now, when Jed McCaleb leaves in 2013 with billions of XRP to start a rival called Stellar, people get nervous. You may have heard of Stellar, their token is XLM. However, we look at how things are today, 2025 May, Ripple is looking to buy Stellar, which will give them a complete monopoly, almost a complete monopoly, unless I'm missing something, on the future of payments, essentially. Good or bad? Probably both. So, Ripple keeps moving forward. They have a bit of controversy in 2015 for rule breaking, and they have to pay a $700,000 fine. In short, the rules they broke: failure to register as a money services business. So Ripple Labs sold XRP without registering first, in short. And then they had inadequate anti-money laundering, and they had an inadequate AML program. Excuse me. However, they got past this, and they get themselves a New York license in 2016. More deals come. They've got the Bank of America, they've got Santander. More deals come. They get Western Union, MoneyGram coming on board, looking into it. And then 2017, XRP's price explodes from under a penny to $3.84. This makes a lot of people very wealthy, a lot of retail investors very wealthy who had invested. Following this, Ripple puts 55 billion XRP into a lockup, releasing a set amount each month, and this is what is known as the escrow release. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but they release a set amount each month. Is it $1 billion? I need to double check. I think it's $1 billion, and then they usually buy some of that back and put it back into their goes back into Ripple. So that kind of brings us into the last few years, which have been huge. I mean, they've been huge, generally speaking, not just for Ripple. We've had all sorts going on, haven't we, around the world since 2020. But let's not get sidetracked. That would be too easy. So in 2021, XRP bounces to $1.96, even whilst Ripple is fighting the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission. They're fighting this big battle, but they keep signing deals around the world, laying the rails, some people call it. Japan, Southeast Asia, Malaysia, truly global. And then in 2023, a judge says XRP is not a security, which was the SEC's allegation against them. I've just lost my train of thought, and I'm looking at the wrong part of my notes. So just imagine some background music for a second. Oh, there we go. XRP isn't a security. Big win. Perfect. Things are looking up. Yeah. 2024 coming up close now. So we're in 2024 last year. Ripple launches RLUSD, stablecoin tied to the dollar. It's a big hit, growing fast and boosting XRP's world. The SEC case weakens as its boss, Gary Gensler, steps down. Essentially, he steps down before Trump can fire him, I think. So, not quite sure what happened there. I think we're talking Gary Gensler, Donald Trump, and Gary jumping before he's pushed, essentially. And then in those months, we see XRP go above $3. We've just recently seen a new SEC head come into place, very crypto-friendly kind of gentleman. So yeah, we're looking like, well, the SEC case has settled. The CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, has confirmed that. The SEC are just yet to officially confirmed it, and that is for $50 million. US XRP ETFs are filed and ready to go, set to pull in big institutional money. Just last week, Ripple was talking about buying Circle, the company behind USDC, for $5 billion, and that would essentially, I think we discussed this already, give them a monopoly on the global payments system. XRP, we can see, is chopping along rather nicely, around $2.20, $2.19 on one exactly. And the technical analysis people are saying it's set for an enormous breakout. They say it could be like the 2017 run, but on steroids. XRP has got regulation, institutional adoption, and the XRP ETFs just around the corner, on the doorstep waiting. We had none of this in 2017, hence the steroids. XRP is written as the go-to for bank payments. It's tied to global standards. The Bank of International Settlements and the IMF all reference it in their documentation. If you hold even a moderate amount of XRP, you're probably going to make a lot of money within the next few months. However, questions remain, at least they do for me. In this new age, what will we have to give up in order to gain, and will it be worth it? The terms CBDC and digital ID may now be background noise, being drowned out by the roar of the hype train. If money becomes digital, completely digital, and we enter a global cashless society, what happens when the power goes out? Maybe we'll address this in later videos. So if you want to invest into this asset, you're not too late. You're still early. 2012 may have been 13 years ago, but the internet also took, I think, over a decade to really take off. And now it's turned into something few people could really have predicted. A lot of people use the email analogy. And here we are again. The experts say XRP can't be cheap. $100, $1,000, $3,000 to $10,000. Seems unbelievable, but everyone said the same for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they proved everybody wrong. And here we are with XRP at just over $2, with regulations, ETFs, and institutional adoption poised to come into play imminently. Okay, so that's my first video done. DAO here hasn't thought of an outro yet, but you know, if you like it, then you can like it. If you want to subject yourself to him or rambling, there is a button, I think somewhere, called the Subject Myself to More Rambling button. And the secret code in the comments today is first of a few. So, adios from Albion. That's where I am. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that can be the outro. Anyway. Click.